Hey guys, this market update. Well, we did it, right? We survived the bear market, and now it's very clear the price action has completely changed. Buyers are coming in here. So look, 80,000. I think if we break this, you can say new bull market happening. Now, are we going to reject from it? Are we going to go through and then turn it into support or whatever? Who cares, right? It doesn't matter. Still, down here is great value Bitcoin. Now, you can see we're in the massive buy zone. All of this is just massive buy zone. Go right ahead. Knock yourself out with it. Now, into the trend rate right here is about 86,000. You can see that the trend rate is support and resistance. So as we come into this, you'd assume some selling here. Who cares? Still a great price to buy long term. And obviously as we break through this, then yeah, we go up to this second line would be kind of 150 now. What's going to happen to the price? I don't know. I don't care. No one should care. You have to buy, and hodl, stack sats, stay humble, because if you miss the 10 best days, you make a minus 14% return. And if you're in it for the 10 best days, the last week or so is one of those events, right? Then you make plus 162%. So everyone knows the way you make money here is to buy the best assets, hold them over time, stay humble. When the prices are soft and low in relation to the trend, that's when you go ahead and buy them. And still they are. Don't worry, 80, 60, 50. Ridiculous. Don't waste your time. Stay humble, stack stats. Buy great prices. This is still a great price for Bitcoin. We're just coming back to the trend rate. So look, it's positive again. Great news. If you trade Bitcoin, crypto, TradFi assets, anything, get a deposit bonus on Bybit as a new user. Click the link in the description. Sign up, make a deposit. They'll give you a deposit bonus to trade with up to $30,000. We've still got a long way to go, right? Bitcoin hasn't even reclaimed its trend rate price, which for me would be this orange line. So call it, 90,000, 85,000. Could be 50, could be 150. Who knows? Who cares? Doesn't matter. Wrong thing to focus on. I want to own perfect money. I can't own fiat currency. That's a scam. So I want to own perfect money. Perfect money is an idea, right? It's something we've been searching for thousands of years. Gold is imperfect. Bitcoin is perfect. It's as simple as that for me. It's perfect money. I want to own that thing. Do I want to own the 100 best companies in the world? Sounds like something I want to own, right? But look, Bitcoin has a higher trend rate of growth than the NASDAQ index. It's as simple as that. I'm young enough to deal with the volatility and deal with the bear markets, so that's good for me. If you're 75 years old, maybe you don't want a heart attack when Bitcoin drops 50, 60%, right? I get it. But for us, a little bit younger, Bitcoin has a higher trend rate, and the bear markets are the opportunity to actually get the forward returns. Look, we've outperformed gold here. When the legacy media start talking about something, that is your indicator to not buy it, all right? People were literally asking me about gold when it was having its run. I'm sitting there thinking, you realize what's happening, right? It's the same with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin has its big runs, the legacy media starts talking about it, and that's your indicator to know that you're going to get terrible forward returns from that price, right? It's just the way it works. Now, do I want to buy gold because it's now in a soft period? No, I just sweep all of that aside. Bitcoin is perfect money. I'm going to own perfect money. First principles, yes. Don't want to own gold. I don't care what happens to the price. It's irrelevant. Bitcoin is perfect money. If you DCA'd from the all-time high, you now are in profit. Because you DCA'd at these prices here, right? It's just the way it works. Get out of fiat. Buy the best assets. For me, that's Bitcoin. But look, depending on your age, volatility, and everything else, you might have a mix. Great, up to you. Look, the toilet paper chart's back out. Toilet paper's starting to break out as well. That's been a great investment versus fiat currency, starting to break out into all-time highs. So that's good. Look, this is consumer price inflation over time, and it just goes up. Now, this is a fake metric as well because it's vastly understates inflation. If you want to know what real inflation is, look at the S&P 500, right? An economy cannot earn more money unless more money exists. The only way that the S&P increases its revenue earned every single year is because more currency exists. It's a fake system where more and more is printed. Now, this is never going to change. We're never going to pay back all of the liabilities and everything else. That is actually not how it works. How it works is that we spend currency on war and redistribution and everything else, healthcare. We spend that because we want to spend it. And that's it. The only way it's paid back is through inflation. Because ultimately, the paper comes from the central bank who prints it out of thin air. It doesn't get paid back. Paid back in what exactly? It's paper. It never gets paid back. It gets paid back through the inflation of prices. That's it. There's nothing to pay back, right? The government creates the paper as a debt, as a liability, and then it has to pay you back. But where does the money come from? Apple doesn't make money. McDonald's doesn't make money. The S&P doesn't make money, right? The currency eventually, you say, well, the commercial banks create some. They create some, but not enough, right? We spend way more than they can create. They have to create money against money flows. Ultimately, we spend way more than that, right? And so it just gets printed from the central bank. And it's so simple. Currency is fake, and it gets printed out of thin air. Look at the line. It's literally as simple as that. Get out and buy perfect money with a limited supply. That's the trade, and it just is going to carry on. It's never going to change. Our behavior won't change. We will keep lobbying government to spend, redistribute, pay for my healthcare, pay for my education, pay for everything, pay for war as well, which half the people support, half the people don't, but it always happens. It gets paid for by money printing and inflation, and that's it. So get out of that, get into anything else, please. People can waste their time all they like talking about how rates should be higher and the government should, reduce spending. None of that's ever going to happen. That's not how it works. We create the debt, then we print the money. We create the debt, and then we print the money. And the debt becomes cheaper in tomorrow's money because of the inflation. That's how we pay for it, by increasing the amount of currency units. We never reduce the amount of currency units in existence. It doesn't happen, right? What happens is we manipulate rates and yields to be lower. We create the inflation through money printing and investment, right? You get the big investment banks worldwide creating paper against the oil and everything else, investing it back into the US. There is no other way. So when people like Druckenmiller say, well, we need to cut entitlements and we need to cut spending, you can, but not nominally, right? No one's ever going to say, I'll take less, right? Just don't pay me. No one ever says that. We don't say that, right? We don't lobby for politicians that say that. It's not going to happen. What happens is you pay them less inflation adjusted, right? So you say, we'll give you the same, or we'll give you more. We'll give you 2% more. Real inflation's 10%. That's how you give them less money. You don't just give them less, right? The way that you cut people's entitlements is that you create the inflation more than what you give them. I'll give you 2% more. I'll give you 5% more. Real inflation's 15%. That's how you give them less. The amount of currency units will never, ever, ever go down. So as you know that, well, that's your investment portfolio. That's what it looks like. Dollar cost average. That's what the Bitcoin 200-week moving average looks like, because the system cannot function any other way. Treasury cash stockpile is option to fund buybacks. You need to create some inflation, because creating inflation means that previous debt that you took out becomes cheaper. Control rates on the long end. Brilliant stuff. Make sure inflation is inflating away your debt. Only way. If you're not in these assets for the 10 best days, you miss out. So dollar cost average, I still think Bitcoin is a great price here. We're still under the trend rate of growth. Buy anything, please. Please buy anything. Have a long-term view. Make sure you can handle the volatility. If you do trade, you can trade on Bybit with a $30,000 deposit bonus. Link in the description for that. I'm James, it's MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.